Hello children, our today's grammar topic is verbs. In this video, we will try to understand what are transitive and intransitive verbs. Now what are verbs? Verbs in simple words are action word or doing word. Verbs show action, event, state or change. Look at these examples. Jacob walks in the morning. Mike is going to school. Albert does not like to walk. Anna is a good girl. All the words which are underlined are verbs which show something. What are these things? Walks shows a usual action. Is going shows a condition of action. It shows that it is going. Does not like, it is a negative action. Is a state of being. So, what are verbs? Verbs show action, event, state or change. Identify the verbs in the following sentences. Mary ran to the park. Children are playing cricket in the garden. The fish swims in the water. So children, can you identify the verbs in these sentences? In the first sentence, the verb is ran. The second sentence, playing. And the last sentence, swims. So the verbs are ran, play and swims. Very good children. Let's continue. Let's see transitive and intransitive verbs. Look at these examples. Rubani sang a song. Mihir played with the puppy. I wrote a poem. Now children, in these sentences, can you identify which are the verbs? Yes, you are correct. The verbs are sang, played and wrote. Now to understand transitive and intransitive verbs, there are two more things that we need to identify. We have to identify what is the subject and the object. Now, we all know what is subject and predicate? Yes? So in these three sentences, can you identify the subject or the person who is doing this action? In the first sentence, Rubani is the subject. In the second sentence, Mihir is the subject. In the last sentence, I is the subject. So Rubani, Mihir and I are the subjects and the verbs are sang, played and wrote. Now, the subject who is doing this action, if we see the first example, Rubani is the subject who is doing an action of singing. Okay, so but what is he singing? If I ask this question, Rubani sang what? Is it being answered? Yes, it is. Rubani sang a song. So this song is the object of the sentence. Look at the next sentence. Mihir played what? Or Mihir played with whom? Mihir played with the puppy. Last sentence. I wrote a poem. I wrote what? A poem. So, after the verb, if we add what or if we add to whom or who, if it is being answered, those are supposed to be the object. So, in these examples, song, puppy and poem are the objects in the sentence. Rubani sang what? Song. Mihir played with whom? Puppy. I wrote what? A poem. So in these sentences, there are three parts. The first part is the subject, second is the verb, and the third is the object. Now, why are we stressing that these sentences have three parts? In a transitive verb has a subject, a verb, and an object. The action of the subject gets transferred to the object. Objects are of two types, direct object and indirect object. Direct object answers the question what, and indirect object answers the question whom or to whom. So where do we put this question what or whom? Where are we supposed to put this question? Look at these examples. Mother gifted Raj a bat. Simran gave her pet dog Bruno a bone. I bought a bag for Preeti. So, can we identify which are the subjects? Mother, Simran, I are the subject. Okay, and what is the action they are doing? The action is, can you tell me what is the action? Gifted, gave, and bought. Okay, so after the verb, we add the question what or to whom. So mother gifted what? Bat. If we add what after the verb and it is being answered, that answer is the direct object. Mother gifted what? What will be the answer? Bat. This word bat is the direct object. Similarly, in the next sentence, Simran gave what? Bone. So this word bone is the direct object. I bought what? Bag. So bag is the direct object. So after the verb, if we put this question what, whatever is the answer to this question is a direct object. Similarly, if I say mother gifted to whom? Mother gifted to Raj. So Raj is the indirect object. The answer to the question to whom is the indirect object. Simran gave to whom? Bruno. Bruno got no this bone. Bruno is the indirect object. I bought for whom? For whom was this bag bought? For Preeti. Preeti is the indirect object. So, after the verb, if we put the question what, whatever is the answer to this question is the direct object. If we put whom or to whom or for whom, whatever answer we get, that is the indirect object. Next type of verb is intransitive verb. Look at these examples. Maria sang sweetly. Rashmi played cheerfully. The sun shone brightly. So which are the verbs in these sentences? Sang, played, and shone. These are our verbs. And the subject, Maria, Rashmi, and the sun are the subjects. Now, in intransitive verb, the action stops with subject. It is not transferred to any object. So, if I ask the question, Maria sang what? Or Maria sang to whom, for whom? Are any of these questions being answered? No. So, which means there we do not find any object in this sentence. Okay, so in intransitive verb, we will not find any object. You will only find a subject and verb. Let's see comparison between transitive and intransitive verbs. Transitive verbs. A verb which requires an object to complete its sense is called a transitive verb. So, in transitive verbs, to make any sense, the sentence will have a subject, will have a verb, and will have an object. It can be direct object and it can also be indirect object. Intransitive verbs. A verb which does not require an object to complete its sense is called an intransitive verb. So intransitive verbs will only have subject and verb, and the action of this subject will not be transferred to anything else. So children, with this we complete explanation for verbs, transitive and intransitive verbs. Thank you for listening. Goodbye and take care.